stadium, inspecting the stadium, and very soon the Vice President will come in here to signal commencement of this lecture. All these, and who has done so well, is Alhaji N.A. Isiaka of the 1956 set. He's been here since, seated. Has done so well, one of the reasons why we're here. N.A. Uyidele of the 1967 set. Engineer N.A. a former director with the Ogun State Broadcasting Corporation. Pastor I.O. Abaton of the 1965 set is here seated. Pastor Emmanuel Dede Oyeleke of the 1967 set is also here. And a while ago I saw Professor Omonolu Shuyombo of the 1965 set, who was Professor Shuyombo. The norm, or what we say is, the president of the Lagos branch, the city vice president, the title of president of the branch, and the Ojo is president of the Lagos branch, 71 states.
Please, if you are not a service commander, leave that place.
This moment. Currently, he's inspecting the sports complex named after our Grandigo. And the person will take a lecture and go ahead.
Our three plantations, the principal of the team of group, the principal of the team of group, the project implementation committee building stadium, the president, the chairperson, the representative, the president of the
Senior government officials of Ogun State, colleagues, friends, ladies and gentlemen. It's a very special pleasure and honor to officially dedicate this centennial park. This is an obelisk that contains the list of 100 of some of the most distinguished alumni of the college of the Baptist Boys High School. Their names are listed with the years where they were in the college. This is a special recognition for these individuals who have distinguished themselves in public life as well as in the profession, with a sense of purpose and with all of their lives and all what they possess. So we dedicate this to the glory of the Almighty. It's my special pleasure and privilege to present this plaque to you, sir. Chief Dr. Nathaniel Olatunji Shotoibo of the 1958 set. This is a distinguished centennial award to you. It is a special privilege to present you Professor Luka of the 1975 set and the current president of the Baptist Boys High School All Boys Association. This award is an award for distinguished service, and to present this to you.
Comes with commissioning of various landmark projects just for this honor and to mark this centennial celebration. One more time, Your Excellency, the Vice President, you are most welcome. National President, Baptist Boys Association. Now invite Mr. Vice President.
I think the Vice President overrides everybody, and incidentally the donor too is one of the
His Royal Majesty, the Kanaki of Ibadan, President of the Baptist Boys High School Workers Association, senior government officials, ladies and gentlemen. This is the alumni hall of the Baptist Boys High School, and it is donated by Sir Cynthia, who is a great friend of the college, and who has donated this in recognition of the great contributions that the Bbhs has made, not just to Nigeria, but to all the land. And so it's my very special privilege this morning to specially dedicate this hall, the centennial multiple, for the benefit of the students of the Bbhs and for the benefit of citizens of the state and to the glory of the Almighty. Your Excellency, former Governor of the State, Bbhs, the Alaki of Ibadan, and Paramount ruler of Ibadan, all distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen. It's a very special honor to make some presentations to those who have been accorded the privilege of belonging to the Centennial Hall of Fame. And the first of those that will be recognized today is the Honorable Justice Oludade Oladapo Obadino, JCA, of the 1956 set. I believe that he is represented by his son. Yes, by his son. I know Justice Obadino well. No, I know Justice Obadino. I just said Justice Obadino. Just after my youth for the Lagos State Ministry of Justice. So I got very, very well. He was Solicitor General in Lagos State. You appointed my wife. So this presentation is made to the Honorable Justice Oludade Oladapo Obadino, JCA of the 1956 Act. State and currently running for Senator in waiting. Otumba, His Excellency Otumba Justice Olubenga Daniel of the 1973 set. members of the state government present, the president and members, executive of the Bbhs Association. Ladies and gentlemen, we're here to commission this very special project. It is the gate, the facade of the gate, as well as the entryway to the school. It is a project of the 1984 set of the Bbhs. We're all here to witness this formal commission. So it is my very special privilege and pleasure to officially commission this gatehouse, road and appendages redesigned and built by the 1984 graduating set, Eminence, to the glory of God, and to the glory of God and service to humanity. It's commissioned today by the Office of the Worship and the Vice President in commemoration of the centennial anniversary of the founding.
Go forward, go forward. Reload.
Thank you so much, sir, for being here with us to witness 100 years of Bbhs. We want to recognize the distinguished presence of Prince Commander of the Federal Republic. So thank you, sir. I want to recognize also the national president, the global president. I'm told that Bbhs is ably represented by Ale Kolawi Peso. We thank you, we welcome you. We welcome members of the State Executive Council. They are all here. Many of them are here. The body of permanent secretaries of the state. We thank you. I recognize one of them, the while ago, the permanent secretary in the Ministry of Agriculture. He's an old boy of Baptist Boys High School. Of course, again, let me welcome and recognize our candidates who have been sitting here. Saburi Akre is here with us. I recognize Oba Professor Matemilola Saka, Matemilola Yoluwo. Our Chief James Oladako Fagbemi, the Ààrẹ Christians. To the are here with us. And I can recognize a former governor of Bauchi State who has been sitting patiently waiting with us, Chief Rashid Raji. Thank you very much, Ambassador Obama, Ambassador Toyo Obama. I think it's time for us now to give us the welcome address of the event. I call on the chairman, board of trustees of the Baptist Boys High School Old Boys Association. Like I told you, we left the school in 1962. It is today the Royal Majesty of our Adidoti and Bible. We are marking on the banner.
Nigeria, the great scholar himself, Professor Yemi Osinbajo, Senior Advocate of Nigeria, GCON, etc., etc. Your Excellency, the Executive Governor of Ogun State, Prince himself, Abiodun, who also has the national honor as well as series of doctorates from various universities. I welcome you, Your Excellency. Another great old boy of the Baptist Boys High School, former governor of Ogun State, Otuba Daniel, after whom this hall is named. You are welcome. I welcome the oldest old boy of the Baptist Boys High School. I have known him before today, but I didn't know that he left school in 1950. That would have increased the respect I give him. I give him a lot of respect all the time. You are welcome, sir. Please permit me to stand on existing protocol already established by the Master of Ceremonies. Today is the happiest day in my life. Awani Okuriri. This is what has been with us till today, which shall never be taken from us by the grace of God. I welcome the lecturer of today, like I said earlier, a great scholar himself. And I believe you have been waiting for so long for him to come to you while we are commissioning various projects. I will not keep you waiting for long. Your Excellency, you are most welcome. Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, please relax. You are in the citadel of great learning, a school built
Without recognizing His Excellency, the Vice President of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, and of course, the Governor of my state, Prince Abiodun Bbhs. His Royal Majesty Oba Adedot Obalibo Okokenulis the fourth, I think. I use you as a point of contact to recommend all Royal Majesty and Royal Fathers present. I will be doing a lot of injustice without recognizing the former governor of the state, Otuba Daniel, who by the special grace of God is the next senator representative of Greece. Yes. First, I want to apologize on behalf of Sir Kesini, who is not here because he has not mastered the art of being at two places at the same time. He's at overseas. But he sent his apologies, as well as his felicitations and courtesies to We wish you well. We wish you happy celebration. And we pray that these schools are going to grow in leaps and bounds. We have just commissioned the word of Daniel. You consider it done. That said, I want to wish us a very happy celebration. And by God's grace, we are going to celebrate this school forever. Thank you very much. Thank you.
Why are we here? We have invited the Vice President, the Governor of the State, the past Governor, KPACs who are here. Everybody is here. The most important people in Nigeria, they are here today. Why are we all here? And the person who tells that is no other than Professor. Why are we here? Professor Kari Yoshi, thank you.
The special guest of honor and the guest speaker for today, His Excellency Professor Yemi Oshiba, the Vice President of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, our dear Governor, His Excellency Prince Dapo Abiodun, the Chairman of the Board of Trustees, His Royal Majesty Oba Aremu Adedotun Gbadebo, the Alake and Paramount ruler of Ebeland, other Obas of the Ebeland, distinguished High Chiefs of Ebeland, our invited guests, particularly the 11 secondary schools that are drawn from the southwest of Nigeria, who are here representing the Nigerian youths. Permit me to rest on the existing protocols. Let me begin by giving gratitude to God Almighty for His mercies, most importantly, for sparing our lives to witness another celebration of Baptist Boys High School. When the decision to have this elaborate celebration came up about 8 years ago, it's just as if the day will never come. We thank Almighty God that we are able to witness today in good health. I want to thank all that are involved in the planning through the Congress, particularly the National Executive Council of the Baptist Boys High School alumni, and want to congratulate all boys at home and abroad. We have had on the record over 250 Baptist Boys High School Old Boy Association who actually came from abroad to celebrate with us. As usual, this is our 100th Founders Day celebration, and in line with the reality of time, we have attempted to package this particular occasion to educate us on Nigerian and national development. Let me thank His Excellency the Vice President of our great country for honoring our invitation. Professor Yemi Oshiba, thank you very much. It is a great honor that this school will extend our invitations to you, and willingly you accepted. We did that since April 2022. And not long that we extended the invitation, through the recommendation of your staff, you granted us the audience to come today to celebrate with us. Thank you very much, Vice President. I also want to thank His Excellency the Governor of our state and the provider of this this school, but also ensuring that we have the safe access to these particular places. We are glad to know that you did that, and we appreciate you most. I also want to thank the Commissioner for Education, who has been a father. They are ably represented here today for the vision that they have to have Baptist Process School at Lokuta, right from Okeguya down to Okeshade. On behalf of the Old West Association, we thank the Baptist Convention most sincerely. My appreciation for where we want to be here is also anchored on three important people who are all students of this school that I must mention. First, our Baba. It was for this particular reason that Baba met us at Okeguya yesterday morning by 7:30, and it led 920 people for a road march throughout Abeokuta yesterday. On his behalf, I want to apologize. He equally has to attend another important occasion, and he promised that if it is humanly possible, he will meet us. The chairman of board of trustees has been so generous to us to ensure that the planning for the 100-year anniversary went on very, very smoothly. Baba, Alake and Paramount ruler of Egaland, I also, on behalf of the National Executive Council, thank you for making this day possible. The Alumni Association at the secondary school level simply is to expand resources, particularly to assist the proprietor, the government of the state, and that of the federal, to support the development of the school. The inability of the school to expand its resource base is well known to us. Despite the struggle by the institutions and the support of the government, the Old West Association remains steadfast in the advancement of knowledge, physical infrastructure, resource support, and more importantly, the moral and the support for those who are able to make it financially in coming to us. It makes the present state facilities and infrastructure. And I must thank UK Ireland branch, US Canada branch, for putting the 40 units of computers with internet facilities provided. The kind of support that we have actually received actually went beyond and surpassed our own expectation. Something that came to our mind when we came to this school some few years ago was that for over 18 years, the school has not been able to have an inter-house sports. And all efforts to do this have been in adjoining open spaces around the campus. Therefore, the planning committee 4 years ago resolved that we must have a mini-built stadium that was commissioned by the Vice President today. It is an 8-track lane with the podium, and we are glad to name it after His Royal Majesty Oba Adedotunare Aremu, the chairman of the board of trustees. Applause. We also attempt to do several things that are too numerous to mention, but our overall goal, particularly for the centennial anniversary, was to ensure that we have a school, we have a secondary school that is better than where we met it some 60 years ago. This, to a great extent, we have equally achieved. It is my pleasure. I must be very grateful to all sects and branches for their support through the 3 presidential dinners that you have, specifically to Sir Dr. Kesinti Adebutu, who also came to our aid as the chairman of the dinner that we held. His Excellency, the Vice President of the Federal Republic, I want to share this with you because it is very, very uncommon. We requested for a hall to support Baptist Boys High School, Abeokuta. We presented our bill. The Vice President, sir, in the first of the series of the distinguished presidential dinner that we had, Baba also came and he requested what kind of support that we need. His representative, who is equally here today, said we should request for how much that we needed. Of course, sir, you know, professors don't have much money, and therefore we cannot request for big money. We therefore request for a sum of 15 million. Baba Adebutu, in his wisdom, gave us 36 million that same day. Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, we also want to thank God for the sufficiency of grace that He has given to us. In the line of ensuring that we have a robust 100th anniversary, we have invited His Excellency, the Vice President of the Federal Republic, to join us to give us this particular lecture. Bbhs remain the best in terms of the secondary school in this particular country. And going in line with what the Commissioner for Education said when he was here about a week ago, the press interviewed him and he remarked, and I quote, "Somehow, on entering this school, right from the gate, I have the impression that I'm getting to a private university." That is the standard of Baptist Boys High School at Abeokuta. And therefore, inviting
to what we are seeing today, we thank you. The work continues, and we thank you for your leadership. And now it's time, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, to listen to the proprietor of Baptist Boys High School. Now, the man who is in charge.
A man who places education at the front corner of this administration, where education is one of the 5 pillars, and of course the Shea mantra of his present administration.
President of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, who is also the special guest and lecturer at this centennial anniversary of the Baptist Boys High School, Abeokuta, Professor Yemi Osinbajo, GCON. His Excellency, the former governor of Ogun State, Tumba Justus Olugbemi Daniel Egbaland, who is also the chairman of the Board of Trustees. The representative of the chairman of this auspicious occasion, the chairman is Sir Dr. Kesinti Adebutu, ably represented by my brother Arekola Oyefeso. The national president, Baptist Boys High School Old Students Association, Professor Kaode Oyesheku. The Secretary of the State Government, Mr. Tokunbo Tarabi. All members of the Ogun State Executive Council are here present, permanent secretaries, service chiefs, the church founder president of the Nigeria Baptist Convention, which is the church founder of this prestigious institution, Reverend Dr. Israel Akonji, our Royal Highnesses that are here today to be part of this memorable occasion, His Royal Highness Oba Professor Saka Matemilola the Olowu of Bbhs, His Royal Highness Oba Dr. Zubair Bakri the Agra of Bagura Bbhs, all other Royal Highnesses, chiefs, high chiefs of Ebelan that are here this morning. Let me particularly recognize the Honorable Commissioner of Education, Science and Technology of the State, Professor Barami Arigo. Let me recognize Chief James Oladapo Fagbemi, who is the 1950 set of this institution. He is 92 years old, I am told. All the past presidents of Bbhs, the principal, staff, and students of this great institution, all other members of the alumni of this great institution, all other eminent personalities that are here this morning to be part of this great occasion, gentlemen of the press, ladies and gentlemen. Let me first acknowledge what we all know, that this great institution, the Baptist Boys High School, has continued to grow in name and stature over the past 100 years. And over these so many years, it has nurtured the hearts, minds, impacted local society, influenced major decisions and activities around the world. This has been made possible by a little seed planted American South Baptist Convention on the 23rd of January 1923 at Eguya, but later moved to this permanent site, Chaje, with 75 students from 3 primary Agode and Chaje, with just 4 teachers. On behalf of the entire government and people of this great state, I'd like to congratulate the President, the members of the Old Boys Association, as well as the entire current students of this noble institution. Today marks another milestone in the history of this school, which has recorded many firsts in human endeavor. It is instructive that the products of this institution have always demonstrated positive ideals, values, and have become the embodiment of character and integrity, both in public office and in private life. It's not saying that this school has produced many notable, iconic Nigerians. Names that continue to re-echo in the socio-economic and political development of our dear nation. The motto of this institution, newly secondus, second to none, is truly very prophetic and very divine. With an impressive list of alumni that include, amongst others, the late sage Chief Obafemi Awolowo, the former Premier of the Western Region. His Excellency Chief Olusegun Obasanjo, GCFR, former Head of State and President of Nigeria. His Excellency Chief MK Abiola, GCFR. The Nobel laureate, Professor Wole Soyinka. His Excellency Prince Bola Ajibola, former Judge of the Hague. Professor Adeoye Lambo, former Deputy Director, World Health Organization. Dr. Onolapo Sholaye, former Minister of Finance, Professor Okedara, and so many others, including our own very own Otuba Justice Olubenga Dare. And of course, our paramount ruler, former chairman of the Council of Obas of the States, our father, the Alake and paramount ruler of Ibadan. The list is endless. On my way here, I was sharing my thoughts with the Vice President and October Justice Daniel. I said, this school truly defines the word institution, which is something that is enduring. There's definitely, without a doubt in my mind, an interplay and an intertwine between the destiny of Nigeria, this state, and these great institutions. There has to be an interplay and an intertwine. I mean, Baba Femi was here, Baba Obasanjo was here, MK Abiola was here, Otuba Daniel was here, Baba Alake was. I mean, this could not have been a coincidence. The collective and individual contributions of these Nigerians to our continued development are very symbolic of the quality of education that they received here. The achievements are further encouragement to the present generation to continue to strive for greater heights in various fields of human endeavor. Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, beyond this celebration, it is important to remind ourselves that the provision and the of quality education is a responsibility of all of us. This administration recognizes that education is the heart of national development. As such, from the minute we assumed office, we committed ourselves to ensuring that we placed education in our Ishaya pillars, which I stand for infrastructure, S for social well-being and welfare, E stands for education, Y for youth development and job creation, and A for agriculture. These pillars is what supports our building our future together agenda. As soon as I was sworn in, I declare agency on this education sector, knowing fully well that and we continue to win awards both nationally and internationally. The notable awards are the awards that we won in the JETS competition, the junior engineers, technicians and scientists competition, where our own Miss Faith won the Global Open Mathematics Award. Faith Odusi was the best student in the world in mathematics. And late last year, a school in Ogun State and a teacher in Ogun State both won the best teacher in public school in Nigeria and the best school in public school in Nigeria. Of course, with all sense of humility, a lot of awards have been bestowed on me, the best education friendly governor, the best governor in the education sector, and so on and so forth. We must continue to appreciate that it takes a lot of time, investment, monetarily, energy. We must be deliberate. These things do not happen by happenstance. We must continue to be dedicated, to going to sacrifice and continue to contribute to this sector. There's still a lot of work to do. And I'm calling on all our investors, all those who are in Ogun State, who are manufacturers, who are corporate bodies, to please come and partner with us. Government definitely cannot do this alone. I want to commend the initiative of the old students of this institution. They have not only come back to celebrate 100 years, they continue to plow back, evidenced by the number of things that the Vice President has commissioned this morning. We also want to encourage old students from other institutions to continue to go back to their schools and invest and strengthen the education system in their schools. Ladies and gentlemen, this, my speech or my remark will not be complete if I don't remind all of us that the 2023 elections are fast approaching. It is our responsibility to ensure that we all go out. Mr. Vice President Yemi Osinbajo, for coming all the way. I know even as of last night you were still outside the country, but because you're a very deliberate person, you accepted this invitation, and despite the inconvenience, you are still here this morning. I want to thank you for being here today, for honoring us. I also want to congratulate the president of this Old Boys Association and the entire old and present students of Baptist Boys High School Bbhs on this 100 years Founders Day celebration. I thank you all for listening to me, and God bless you. Ìgbéga ìpínlẹ̀ Ògùn àjọṣe ọmọ.
Thank you so much, Your Excellency Prince Adeola, the Governor of Ogun State. We thank you so much. Thank you. Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, thank you, please.
Dr. Israel Adelani Akonji, the President of the State Baptist Conference, Reverend Dr. Oyewale Oyeniyi. I must also specially recognize Chief Oladapo Bakwe, who is here today, the oldest alumnus of the school, 1949, but is the oldest present today at the age of 92. I must acknowledge you, sir. But Chief Akwebe is still a very young man because there is still the oldest surviving alumnus, who is Chief J.O. Oshibamo, Engineer Oshibamo, who is of the 1947 set, and he is 96 years old and still alive and well. Principal and staff of the Baptist Boys High School, Abednego, great students of the Baptist Boys High School, trustees of the Bbhs Old Boys Association, the Anarchy of Egbala, and paramount ruler of Egbala, Dr. Adedoto Bajabo, CFR, and the national president also of the association, Professor Kayode Oyeshi, for the very kind invitation to attend this ceremony and the privilege of delivering this commemorative centennial anniversary lecture. It's a great honor indeed to have been invited to join you, the old boys of the Great Baptist Boys High School, the present students, and all our friends and colleagues of this college at these centennial celebrations. The true test is the quality and achievements of its products. The quality and achievements of its products in life, in real life. And by this standard, Bbhs is most certainly outstanding. A few minutes ago, we unveiled the commemorative centennial obelisk with the names of the distinguished centennials inscribed upon it. These 100 distinguished old boys, selected from so many for special recognition, men who have attained national and international renown in academia, in the professions, in business, in politics and civil society. Because the list is only of 100, there are many and even more who are clearly deserving of the status, but were left out because of lack of space. What an incredible legacy. Truly, nulli secundus. I will be speaking for a few minutes on the subject values, the difference between success and failure. Values, the difference between success and failure. Let us adopt a very simple definition. Values are ethical principles by which individuals and communities live, work, and interact. So values include honesty, integrity, trustworthiness, perseverance, hard work, diligence, discipline, patience, respect, etc. As I mentioned earlier, the pantheon of old boys of Bbhs is like a who is who in Nigeria, and His Excellency the Governor of Ogun State also made that point. That when you read the list of old boys of Bbhs, it's like who is who in politics, in the professions, in civil society, in commerce and industry. But in order to establish the point that I'd like to make today on this question of values, what makes the difference between success and failure in life, I'd like to refer to 4 old boys of Bbhs, 4 old boys of Bbhs, who have held high positions in the public service of Nigeria. And I'm only going to talk about 4 in the public service, not businessmen, not academics, just 4 in the public service. And I'll explain why I want to talk about those 4 in particular. But let me repeat the point, that it is values that determine the success or failure of individuals or society. It is values, the values of hard work, discipline, integrity, trustworthiness, respect, patience, delay of gratification. These are the values that determine the success or significance that individuals or societies attain. I'll begin with the first of these 4 that I'll mention. Chief Obafemi Awolowo, GCFR, Senior Advocate of Nigeria, of the 1928 set of Bbhs, the first premier of the then Western region. The first premier of the Western region was described, as many of us know, in depth by Chief Emeka Odumegwu Ojukwu as the best president Nigeria ever had. Pioneer of free education in Nigeria, investing over 41% of the Western region's budget on education alone. Built the first television in Africa, but not just in Africa. When Obafemi Awolowo built the first television station in the Western region. Canada did not have. Netherlands did not have. Belgium did not have. They did not have televisions at the time. So it was not just the first in Africa, it was the first in many parts of Europe and Asia. The tallest building at some point in time in Nigeria, they built the tallest building in Ibadan at the time. The Cocoa House, that was at some point the tallest building, 26 stories. Farm settlements, road infrastructure, etc. He fought for true democracy and he clashed with the national government and he rejected any moves to compromise his position on behalf of the Western region of Nigeria. He was unfairly jailed, but he remained resolute and did not concede his position until he was freed by the government then of General Yakubu. We'll leave Chief Obafemi Awolowo there. The next is Chief Olusegun Obasanjo, GCFR, of the 1957 set of Bbhs, a military president who set a standard of honor when he handed over power according to the promise made by his administration to an elected civilian government. And then he went on to become an elected president for 2 consecutive terms. Of course, many of us know that Obasanjo also ended up in prison, unfairly and unjustly ended up in prison. But while in prison, he refused to compromise his position. He remained resolute until he was freed by the subsequent government. The third is Chief M.K. Abiola, GCFR, of the 1956 session. The GCFR, as you know, was awarded posthumously. He won the presidential elections in 1993, and some say that was one of the freest, fairest elections in the history of our country. The then military government annulled the election, and they expected him to surrender his mandate. He refused, and in an act of tremendous courage, because he had to face the military regime at the time, he not only declared himself president, he willingly went to jail. And while in jail, he refused to renounce his mandate until he died. I mentioned only these 3 men for now, and I'm going to mention one more, because they stood resolutely for principles. Even in the face of great temptation to compromise, they made personal sacrifices. They suffered for their beliefs. They possessed something that set them apart from others. They seem to have imbibed something that made them so resolute, even in the face of fearful and daunting challenges. They remained adamant in the face of the temptation to compromise. They were extraordinary in that sense. Standing by one's belief and principles, even if it means pain or punishment, is a very special trait indeed. I'll spend a bit more time on the 4th example. And this example, this 4th person, is one, and the reason I'm going to spend a bit of time with him is because he's one that I worked directly with. I worked with him for 5 years. He is His Excellency Prince Bola Ajibola, Senior Advocate of Nigeria, Knight of the British Empire, of the 1955 set, of the Baptist Boys High School. He was one time president of the NBA, was one time Attorney General and Minister of Justice of the Federation. He served as a judge of the International Court of Justice of the World Court and was also Nigeria's ambassador to the United Kingdom. I was 30 years old, when I was appointed special advisor to Prince Bola Ajibola, then Attorney General of the Federation and Minister of Justice. This was my first experience in public service. And in hindsight, it was my best introduction to public service. George Ajibola was a man who had been tremendously successful as a lawyer and arbitrator. And of course, as I said, ended up being the NBA president. But let me mention 3 defining events that I experienced and witnessed while working with him as his advisor. The first was a situation where a foreign contractor who had won a very lucrative contract from the federal government went to give his son, President Ajibola's son, who was in university in England at the time. This contractor went to give him a car, a golf car, brand new car. President Ajibola's son contacted his father that this person had sent a car to him. And I can never forget how angry he was. He was so angry that I had to calm him down physically. I had to make him sit down physically because he was so angry. Not only was the gift returned, the contract of the man was reported to his government, the government of his country. And I remember that the government had to make a special apology to our own government and to Prince Bola. I remember that the man himself came to the ministry to apologize to the Attorney General for offering a bribe to him. The second incident was a commercial aircraft that was arrested in Nigeria for carrying drugs. The office of the Attorney General, of course, was responsible for ensuring the arrest. A very successful lawyer, whose name I must not mention, claimed that he was acting as an intermediary for some interests who were, somewhat connected to the aircraft. And they came to the Attorney General, Prince Bola, to offer him a large sum of money in foreign exchange. When I recall how Prince Bola shouted at that senior lawyer and ordered him out of his office, I still remember the shame and fear on the face of the man in later years. Now, the truth of the matter is that those two incidents were just two incidents that I mentioned, which showed that here was a man who believed that public service was public service, and that bribe of any kind, whether it was bribe or thank you, was completely unacceptable. And he set that very high standard, even then. In later years, Bola decided that his life work will be the establishment of a university. He sold every property that he had in Lagos at the time and moved his home to Abeokuta here. He established the present university with all the resources he had, and I know he's somebody who confides in me a great deal. And today, he runs that university, subsidizes most of the students because, as you know, a university is not necessarily a business. And himself said, when I asked him, why are you selling everything you have to establish a university? He said, at the end of the day, wealth means nothing if it doesn't positively impact the life of others. Wealth means nothing if it does not positively impact the life of others. Today, Bola is in his home here in Abeokuta, very old and frail, but he's a satisfied man. The important thing that runs through all of the four persons I've mentioned is that they became significant and distinguished themselves because they were extraordinary human beings, and they remain extraordinary. They are people who stand out because of what they imbibed here in this Bbhs. They imbibed high standards of integrity, high standards of stubbornness, even in the face of compromise. They were stubborn, refusing to compromise. And they also had high standards of trustworthiness, trusted by people for what they believed in. But what is it that the school imbues in the students that makes them so outstanding in life? I submit that what makes individuals and societies great are values, integrity, hard work, trustworthiness. The difference between men and women who attain significance and those who do not is values. And I'm not talking about people making money. Any clown can make money. Money is not a measure. Anybody can make money. And there are so many people who have made money. But attaining significance, attaining recognition, attaining the kind of position and place that years and years afterwards, men and women will remember you and still say, surely this was a great person. That involves a bit more than just having money. And this is what we have seen that schools such as Bbhs imbue in their students. It's the difference between successful countries. This is the difference between successful countries or failing countries. It is the difference between success and failure. It is evident, as we all know, that huge deposits of natural resources and human talent alone do not make a prosperous nation. Otherwise, the countries with the largest deposits of mineral wealth will be the most prosperous. Venezuela has one of the largest oil deposits in the world. But the UN estimates that 94% of its citizens are poor. The Great Lakes region in Africa has some of the world's richest mineral deposits. Yet the countries in the region are some of the poorest in the world. On the other hand, the wealthiest countries in the world and those that have the most companies, the most enterprises, some listed on the world stock exchanges, China, Hong Kong, Taiwan, India, South Korea, Singapore, have no natural resources at all. It is obvious that while geography might even play an important part in the success of people and communities, these are not the defining features. What distinguishes people, setting them apart one from another, what distinguishes nations, is not just talent or material resources, it is values. Every one of the great and successful economies of the world share the same characteristics. They emphasize hard work and integrity. There's a public intellectual called Schlechter who said that knowledge and skills have become the global currency of 21st century economics. Knowledge and skill are the global currency of 21st century economics. And there is no central bank that prints this currency. No central bank can print the currency of knowledge and skills. Everyone has to decide on their own how much they will bring. The thing that keeps you moving, according to Schlechter, is always what do you bring to the table yourself. Knowledge and skills. The man with knowledge and skills will rule over the man with undeveloped talents and material resources. This is why those who have knowledge and skills are the ones who come to our various countries to exploit mineral resources. Those who have knowledge and skills are the ones who come to our various countries to mine the resources. Knowledge and skills depend on education. How do you acquire this knowledge and skills? Only by hard work, only by education. How do you trade successfully? You must produce high-quality manufactured goods that are trusted for performance and quality. Trustworthiness comes in. If you're manufacturing a plane or even an automated vehicle, it requires precision. You can't afford to be sloppy. And this is diligence. Now we have driverless cars that have been manufactured here and there. You need hard work, you need education, you need diligence. Even if you have all the raw materials to make the best vehicles, you cannot make them without skills, without knowledge. How do you become a preferred lawyer or accountant? Diligence, hard work. We've seen from the 4 examples of the Bbhs old boys who are in public service and who attained significance and greatness that their success was not based on talent or opportunity alone. They all worked hard, but they showed courage and integrity. They fought for what they believed in. And in 3 of the 4 cases, they even went to jail for their beliefs or for reasons of their views or positions being considered threats to the authorities of the day. I believe that Bbhs have shown that Nigeria can produce the highest quality individuals and that we can run the most efficient government and private institutions if we teach the right values in our schools. There's a need for a national consensus, or at least an elite consensus. The political elite, the religious elite, and the business elite must agree that our country will fail completely if we do not accept and implement an ethical revolution. One where we establish a national work ethic of honesty, of hard work, of thrift, and the deferment of gratification. It is what is taught and learned that shapes the character of individuals and nations. But it's not just teaching. Governments must also lead this ethical revolution by rewarding ethical behavior and ensuring speedy punishment for misconduct. The religious elite, our religious elite, must reinforce the ethical direction agreed by showing that wealth and influence are built by hard work and diligence and the deferment of gratification, and not just by miracles. We must be able to demonstrate that it is not that wealth, good order, building institutions don't come by just many countries, most countries of the world had more corruption than us, but their elites sat down and decided we have to deal with this thing. If we don't deal with it, it will deal with us. There is no modern society today, and I challenge anyone to demonstrate to me any modern society that has not had to deal with corruption. And they deal with it by the elite sitting down and saying, we have to agree. This is the way. We cannot continue to repeat the same thing. We must enthrone minimum ethical standards to succeed. So let me end by congratulating again the old and current students of this outstanding institution for providing men of outstanding ethical standards through the years. And I wish you several more centuries of positive impact on Nigeria and the world. Thank you very much.
Thought-provoking centennial lecture by Vice President Bbhs. We invite the Vice President to launch.
Dr. Bbhs, MFR, Excellency, the former Governor of Tobago Daniel, Your Royal Majesty, the Alake and Paramount of Egbaland, all our royal fathers present, senior government officials, ladies and gentlemen. It is my very special pleasure and privilege to officially present this history book. The title is Bbhs High School, Abeokuta, Intergenerational Reminiscences, and the school history book, 100 years Baptist Boys High School. So there are two books. The first, the Intergenerational Reminiscences, and the second is the history book, 100 Years of Baptist Boys. So it's my very special pleasure to officially present these books for the benefit of all old and current students and all citizens of Nigeria and the world, and to the glory of God.
Please applause.
Applause for the Vice President.
Don't speak your camera.
The audience can see the pictures. The audience can look at the white screen to look at what is happening because of the cameraman blocking the side of the audience. Professor Bbhs Oshibajo has just launched the 2 books, Intergenerational Reminiscences, initiated by Reverend Dr. Toby Olawiyo, and the history book, 100 years of the Baptist Boys High School history book. And so now I invite the people on the front row to take a group picture, a picture with the Vice President. Please, can the cameraman move back so that we can take pictures with the Vice President? KBCs, I invite the Brown Babura and the Olowo to please join in taking pictures with the KBC. Please come. Professor Ajawo Adeleko is chairman of the book committee. Professor Welushioko, please join them. The editor-in-chief, please join them. Thank you so much. We'll continue. We are still